Hello, welcome back. Last time I made a horrible abomination here that I did not like one bit, but it did get the job done. Let's analyze another thing. Slovak. Don't know how to say that in, what was it, Czech? Slovak. So, this is sequence merger. My program for this looked like... I don't give mine titles. I guess you do that with, like that. Okay, title. That's the name of that. Don't really remember a lot about how this worked. Looks like there's a lot to it. There's a stack memory node that went unused. So I'm curious if Slovak actually used it. Sequence merger. What were the rules for this? How do I have so little memory about this? Merge the two and write to out. So it just like... What is all this? I don't know. This is not the one I'm analyzing. You already know how this works. Or did once. I did once. I wrote it. I don't remember anything though. Let's see how this one works. So... It's very compact. All of the logic is here pretty much. Except for some numeric offsets here. So it starts off by reading two values, these are the same, adding, oh, it adds 800 to the zeros, so they're all positive, but the zeros become 800, weird, all right. So this reads a value, that just moves it straight over here, this holds a value. Okay, so we got left value here, right value here. It saves it, subtracts left, so it's doing a comparation. If less than 0, then men swap. Right, because you want to take the right one since you're writing it in order. And then this does a J row. All right, so it gets a signal from you for what to do. We've taken the left, so therefore you want to send this again. Ooh, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. So you send a signal to either rewrite your value, just hold on to it for a moment longer, and then test again, or go forward. And oh, this is beautiful. I really love the way this is written. Okay, so another technique I get to learn from that. You already are priming a new value for this for when you're ready to do that. So you get a -1, and the 17 goes down there to out. Great. So now you want to write your 20 again. A 65 is coming in. No, it's not. A 52 is. 65 is the next one after that. This looks real simple. Okay, so it's not less than 0 this time. So instead you move a different instruction offset and read that value. Then you check if it's 800. Or if it's, yeah, if it was 0. If equal to 0, then you do that. Otherwise, you add it again. I'm not sure I get the 800 thing here. It must be for some reason. Something about the way you're comparing these two values. Otherwise would need... Yeah, otherwise you'd have trouble telling whether you were like comparing Yeah, I don't know. Move back down, sure, so you write the 20, then you swap, so you're still holding on to the 52 and jumping here by not doing this instruction, of course. So you don't read a new value, you just hold it here. So yeah, these are just the two places, well, these are sort of the three places where values are stored. Yep. Okay, cool. Looks straightforward enough. So let's see a 0 happen. So here's an 800. I mean, there's nothing really special about it. It just goes straight to moving the 0 down there. Yeah, okay, so this one is simple and easy to understand. Nice. Again, not going to let it complete because I think it would wreck my personal statistics over here, possibly. I want to keep my own. Slovak plus. What's the difference? There's one instruction fewer here. Let's see if we can figure out what it is. So 800. I wonder if this is the same word in Czech or if it's just Czech word, English word. Save, sub left, JLZ men. That looks the same so far. So you swap, move -1 left. What's the difference? Hold on. Let's see the difference. Swap, move -1 left, move back down. Swap, moving Vic. I didn't think Vic was here. It's not. So Vic is new. So if not less than 0, you move left. If greater than 0, then you jump to Vic. Move left nil, jump Z, as opposed to this, which always reads this. Subtracts and adds. Okay, so the 800 sub and add are not even present here. How does that work? You never sub 800? Move left down. Won't that send an 800 down here? Sure looks like it to me, because you add 800. How does this 0 make it there as a 0? Won't it make it there as an 800? That's what I think I'm seeing. Although, hang on, you're moving left to nil. But at some point, you're moving left down. Oh, but... Well, let's just see this. Okay, so here's a 0. It's now an 800. Coming in there, so as soon as you get here... So you're going to be the next one you want. A 99. So there were just a whole bunch of... Wait, did I miss my chance? Here comes a 0. So you both kind of reached that around the same time. Oh, right, there's a 99 waiting to go in there. This 99. Okay, cool. So 89, still doing that. 800. Sub left. Move 1 left, so go over here. You're going to read a new value and give me this one. But if greater than 0, then you ask for the 99, and that goes down here. Oh, you saved the 800. Wait a minute. So, so I think it waits until... this is how it happens. This right here is how the 800 turns into a 0, because you subtract an 800 from an 800, so they both have to be landing on 0 for that to actually happen. Got it. Now it's a 0. You move left. Right. So you will only get here when it is a 0. JLZ, JGZ. So Jez goes here, basically. Wow, cool. Okay. Neat. All right, well, that's a real clever-looking program. I like it. All right, so we won't see, like, the cycle count and instruction and node count for those, but at least I can see them working. All right, that was neat. I will look at... Was it this one? Yeah, this one later. Okay, so... boy, yeah, some really interesting stuff coming up here. Decimal decomposer. Let's start with that. I am really afraid of some of these names I'm seeing. This one shouldn't be so bad, probably. Read a value from in. Write hundreds digit to out. Tens digit and ones digit. Okay. This should be trivial? Maybe? Okay, sorry to do this. Question, what year is it? 1988. Why? It's 2004 here. Oh, all right. That's a mistake, right? Not necessarily. How much do you know about quantum entanglement? So I was right. They are talking across time here. So that's perhaps giving some background on like why this computer is special and how it communicates with things. Anyway, okay, so this could be trivial. I did binary decomposition, so now I just have to do decimal decomposition, which is not the same because a decimal digit has 10 values, where a binary digit has only 2. So I'll have to like repeat some signals or something here. All right, so what's the plan? All right, so X is the hundreds, Y is the tens, Z is the others. I could do these in series, but that sounds like a bad idea. It sounds like an inefficient idea. Because like if I subtracted out the hundreds, I'm going to be subtracting 100 until it becomes negative, then adding another 100, then count the number of times I do that subtraction and write that out here. Then I could take that value and pass it on to here, do the same thing for tens, pass it on to here, do the same thing for ones. But that would make this run serially. There's some way I could parallelize it better. I would imagine so, but no, it feels like I'm going to have to do that in some form no matter what. Okay, well let's just think about doing it the slow, simple way. Is it simple? Maybe. Let's hope. All right, so I'm going to start by just rewriting like into this node how I would calculate hundreds and see how far I get with that. So I want to sub 100. Yeah, okay, I think I know what I'm doing here. Why right? Why not down? Actually, I probably want to do that. Of course, I want to also... I don't know what these numbers are going to be. That's just what I've written so far. Okay, so J-row right. That's going to be either... So I'll add 1 whenever that happens. So this becomes 3. So I think that'll get the hundreds. Let's see if that actually works. Oh. Whoa, it did nothing. Of course, because there's 0. Makes sense. Okay. So let's do the same thing. I mean, shouldn't this just be basically like this? I'm kind of running out of nodes here in a way. Because there isn't a comfortable way to do... I can do this over here, but then once I get down there, I'm out of stuff. So the spatial constraints here, because there are 3, that makes it harder, but let's see how far I can get with this. So that becomes that. So sub 10, JLZ done. You become this. Add 1, jump loop, move back down. You don't even want to actually... No, hang on. No, this works. So if right becomes down and down becomes right, then this actually all fits, doesn't it? I feel like it might. Yes, and actually this is still correct here. Okay, so move left, ACK. Whoa. Sub 1. JLZ done. This is going to do one fewer than it's supposed to each time, so I actually want to do this in all of those places, don't I? No. No, it does the correct number. Because if it's 0, then I don't ever want to have moved a 1 over there. No, this is right. Move 1 down. All right, so move ACK. Okay, so this can just go up. Sure, why not? That'll be... No, wait. No, my counter... Okay, right. No, I don't do this. This is the end of the chain. So I just do those and copy this over here. Wait, left. Left. I must have written that when I had this over here or something. Right, up, add 1, jump. Okay, sounds reasonable, right? Okay, it works. It's probably not super fast, but sure. All right, this was about as trivial as I thought it would be, at least for a solution of this caliber. I'm sure there'd be ways to make that faster, but I did what everybody else did except with more instructions. Weird. Yeah, like this is the largest cycle count spike. How did everybody else have a lot less instructions, I wonder? Like same node count, same cycle count. Do I have like an instruction inefficiency here? Huh. I don't know. All right, well, I mean, I'm satisfied with that. Sure. Great. I did it. I'll take it. Okay. Sequence mode calculator. Let's see what this is about. No promises I'll get this done today. I'm going to give myself an out since I did solve one puzzle. If this is going to take forever, then I'm going to save it for another time. So, no nodes there. Hello? Hello? Carol? Randy! What? This is Randy. Check it out. We're talking to Randy now. Okay, cool. That's neat. George P, not George W. Right. George W's solution will get analyzed another time. Sequence mode calculator. Sequences 0 terminated. Read from in. Write most common value in sequence to out. Excuse me? If tied, write a 0 instead? What? Oh. This is frightening. So I need to count multiple things. I need to take an inventory of values. Really? Oh dear. This sounds like a lot of work for this little computer here. Okay. Well, if tied, actually no. All right, so I thought of one thing that I could do. All right, so what if, as I read them in, I note that these are all very small numbers. I kind of wish I could look at data sets 2 and 3, but it seems like I can assume these are single-digit numbers. They don't ever seem to go past 5, at least in this data set. So what I observe from that is I could assign a slot in each stack memory node to a count of each one of these numbers. So for this sequence, I would, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5, 5. So I would end up with 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, sorry. I would have 1, 1. Here, let's pretend this is the stack memory node. Let's say I would initialize it with that. So I read this. I encounter a 2. I increment the second value in there by 1. I encounter a 5. I increment that by 1. I encounter a 3. So that goes up. I encounter a 5. So that goes up to 2. And I encounter a 1. So allocate a row in the stack memory node per possible value that can come in. This is making a lot of assumptions about the type of data I'll be working with. But doing those assumptions seems pretty fundamental to writing TIS-100 programs. Anyway, so that's step 1. Step 2, when I hit a 0, would be to read out all these values and then... What then? I would first read all of these once. And, you know, when I read them, obviously stick them in here for temporary storage and stick them back in there. So for speed, I'm going to want you to... You're the crossroads between these. You'll want to get this out of there as quick as possible. Have some control logic, maybe here-ish, and then be the crosstalk between those. Yeah, so you'll be the controller, because you want to talk from those angles. You want to be as close to these stack nodes as possible for moving stuff between them. Anyway, so... Right, these are also all positive numbers, so I can use negative ones as boundaries in the stack, possibly. Anyway, so once I have this format of stuff, I'll pull them out one at a time, get a maximum value, so pull them out non-destructively, you know, put them in there, get the maximum value, and have somebody down here store the maximum value that I've seen. And if I get something that's equal to that, then I send a 0. I can just abort everything, reinitialize, and not care about it. But if the maximum remains unique, I then have to know where that number came from. Okay, this is complicated. There's like a lot going on here, but I think I kind of have a plan, sort of. This is probably not getting finished today, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, so first. I am thinking that I almost certainly want these to be initialized with that. Probably going to want to get out of this node as quick as possible. So when I read something, you need to take inventory. So you will set a... All right, so this is going to be in reverse order. So it's going to be boundary marker, number of 5s, number of 4s, number of 3s, number of 2s, number of 1s. Or something. So that's a thing I will need to do there, but I'm not doing it yet. Let's ignore the zeros for a moment and just sort of get this logic down. So right, this is initialization. Not sure I want to initialize both of them right away. What am I going to use these for? For some reason I keep looking at this one. I'm thinking of this as my main storage. So I want you move up ACK. Actually, I don't know yet. So when I get this, I need to... Oh dear. Like to initialize it, I might want to do that. I don't like that much though. However, what if I didn't use the stack memory nodes? I mean, I have enough registers to totally just store these things. Well, Man, I don't know. That sounds a lot more complicated, but also faster. Let's do it the slow, less complicated, maybe, way. Okay, so you will initialize with this. I'm going to... Yeah, all right. So actually, like, what is the thing that I do here? When I have something that's non-zero, and I want to increment the row in the stack of memory node at that index by that number, how do I do that? Okay. Wow, I don't know. I can't just have, like, even for only 5 values, I can't have an unrolled loop here doing the same thing for each of the 5 here. So I need to know how many times I'm doing... Like, I think I do need to have this initialized this way. This is a lot of instructions to burn in this node, and I'm worried about that. But let's not worry about it yet. Let's just get the concept. So, so the requested index, hold on. Not sure I need to hold on to that index at all. I might not. Anyway, so I tell you what the index I'm looking for is. You're going to move this value over there. Ah. Okay, so this might be a way to go. Again, this is real slow, but let's not worry about speed yet. Just need to worry about, like, conceptualizing this. No, wait. How will you know when to stop? You won't right now. Okay, so that's one problem with this. There are multiple problems. Well, no, I know how I can do this. Okay. You know what? You're not doing anything at this point. I don't think you will do much. Maybe I could have you do the initialization. Just so that I have more room here, because I don't currently feel pressed for instructions in this one, I'm going to have you do this. Sure. All of this is incorrect, but I need to go via something incorrect to get to something correct. So that's all fine. Move up ACK, move ACK left, handle zeros, move right ACK. So you will first read the index you want to read. It's stored here. I pull out a value. If I need to see if I'm done. So that's how I'm going to check whether I've done that. Well, no, that doesn't work at all. Because I don't know what's in my register here. I just know it's something from 1 to 5. I'm going to be mutating it as I go along here to know when I get to my index. Like, you need to know two things. You need to know when you've hit the index that matches what's requested, and also when you're at the bottom. Oh, so you'll know when you're at the bottom when you hit a -1 here, but somebody else is going to have to do... Oh, boy, this... Oh, no. All right, you know what? You know what I said? I'm not committed to getting this done today. I'm not even vaguely close to having this, like, conceptualized, let alone, you know, implemented and debugged. So I got kind of the beginning of an idea, but that's going to take a while to fully flesh out. And I don't even know if that's the approach I'll end up ultimately using. There are definitely other ways to do that. All right, well, I'll think about that again next time, and I'll see you then for that.